everyone, I'm Holly. I am the maker and doer of all the things here at Missouri River Soap, and today I'm making a really colorful one. I was inspired by, I hope I'm making a really colorful one. I was inspired by some tulips that my husband got me for Valentine's Day. It wasn't really for Valentine's Day, but it was at Valentine's Day time. And oh, the colors were just, he grabbed two different like bouquets from Costco, and it was a mix of like a really dark pink. It was kind of red, but I have not been able to mix that color today. It's kind of a burgundy red and a pink, a dark purple and a light purple. There was some orange, some yellow, and some white. And just all of it together was just lovely. Now, I do have a tulip fragrance that I love. I cannot use it in soap. It moves so fast that even I'm not going to try working with that again. I don't know if you've seen my Sweetheart Rose soap video. I am just not willing to take that on today with these colors, but maybe someday. So I was thinking, what would be a really nice fragrance to kind of mimic the bright floral of a tulip, but it wouldn't be difficult to work with. And I came up with the Poppies and Peaches scent. And oh, it really does smell wonderful. Now this scent is not just, oh, here's peaches, here's poppies. It is just the most beautiful fruity floral blend. Not like a love spell type fruity floral. This is definitely different. I would definitely go the poppies type route where you think orange, you know, California, mountainside. Do they grow on the mountainsides? I don't know. I just know people post the pictures of like all those orange poppies. Oh, beautiful. I've also been on Pinterest as of late, and I've been seeing probably AI generated images, but where it's just all these multicolored poppies in a field, and beautiful. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to attempt it. Now, I have been stewing on this for quite some time, and I, at this very moment, don't know what design I'm doing. That happened with me yesterday with this batch. I didn't even know what fragrance I was using. I had more of a design, but I didn't know the rest of it. So the inspiration recently has been lacking a bit. I have bits and bobs of what I want to do, but I just don't have like the whole package. So you know what, we're just gonna roll with it and we're gonna see what happens. So in my pot here, I have olive, coconut, castor, mango, Kokum, Shea, and I have been doing apricot, but I am out. So I did go ahead and just go back to what I would normally do without the apricot. We're going to add in the coconut milk, the first thing, get it blended into the oils. And it would help if I had a stick blender. I'm still using this old KitchenAid. The super long shafts have broken at this point and I can't get any replacements, and I'm sad because this is my most favorite immersion blender, stick blender, but it still works for these smaller batches. My oils are at room temperature. I had my solid oils in here already. I melted them yesterday because I planned on working with them yesterday. They re-solidified. It didn't take me very long to get them melted back down. And then when I add my liquid oils, they cool back down a little bit. So there's no warmth to the pot at all. All right, we're gonna put in that coconut milk. I did warm it up because I had it in the refrigerator. We do not want that to go in cold. I don't know if I've shown you this pot yet in a video, but it is a new pot from the Walmart. It's the Tramontina brand, I believe, and it's working great for my new mold size. So I need to go ahead and buy a second. I will put on the screen what size it is because I don't remember the quart size. I want to say it's 12, a 12 quart perhaps. All right, I mixed up my lye solution just a couple of days ago because I just haven't gotten to make all the batches that I had planned. There's a little bit of lye lint not a whole lot, but I am going to strain it out. I do have a little sodium lactate down in my oils as well. My water portion is reduced to accommodate the coconut milk and the sodium lactate because we just don't want to add just liquid on liquid on liquid. I know that's one of the things kind of when you're a newer soap maker and you start adding all these things in thinking, oh, this is working great. And then the batch is like so waterlogged and so soft. And you have to learn that, you know, for some of that extra, it does have to come out of the main water portion. That was very much at room temperature, which is 59 degrees. So it's a little bit cooler than I like working with, but it has been working fine. So what's going to happen is this is going to get really thick and it's going to kind of have a false trace, but it's emulsified. So I will split it off, work with it, and as I stick blend again for the colors and the fragrance, it'll come back together. All right, I kind of did a slow count to 30. Certainly not an accurate 30 seconds. It's looking pretty good. When I heat up the coconut milk, it does tend to give the base a little bit extra, but I can see that it's starting to do the false trace thing. So don't be too alarmed. It's going to get a little bit grainy. I need just under 1,000 ml. This is going to be 7 colors. And I don't have enough of these cute little ones. In fact, I had to quick wash them this morning. Let's see. I'll just move along and switch cameras, I guess. At least 1,000 should fit this appropriately. Can you see how it's started getting a little kind of grainy? Gonna give it a little stir just to make sure we're still all together. I just don't know what I'm going to do here. I think I'm just going to pick colors, pour them all in, like mix their fragrance in one at a time, pour it, move on to the next one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I did think that I would have like 1.1 or something, so I thought I'd just pour to the one first and then divvy it out. I need to buy some more of these containers. I have lost some here and there through the years. Not lost them so much. One time I completely melted one in the microwave. I don't even know what happened because it wasn't that hot. But one of these, the whole bottom just whoop. So it was a goner. Alright, so this first one is just some winter white mica. I'm going to kind of go in somewhat order because I'm using one spatula, but I will just clean it off if I need to. Let's do the pinks next. Are you pink? Yes. Kind of has a orangey hue to it, but it is pink. So this one is, I don't remember. I mix so many colors and I have it all written down, but I believe this is amaranth, a little winter white perhaps, I think maybe a smidgen of lollipop. I mixed 1, 2, 3, 4 colors for my other batch, so kind of started forgetting. This one is some Rum Punch and some Drama Queen. Speaking of drama, my goggles are all, they are all steamed up already. Okay, on to the purples. So I have a very dark purple here. I think this is just Purple Vibrance. And since I don't have the fragrance in there, I'm not in a hurry. This one is mostly Winter White with a little Purple Vibrance. This orange is some Marmalade, and I think I put in a little lollipop or something to kind of tone it to the pink a bit, but don't remember exactly. And then this one is just Yellow Vibrance. Some green probably would have also been nice, but I was not thinking along the lines of the green. So I'm just going to mix these up for starters. Micas mix in very, very well. They don't even need a stick blend. Well, I mix mine with some of my batch olive oil. So I mix up my colors. I weigh how much oil I'm using from my batch, and then when I put the rest of the olive oil into my pot, I just take that into account. That's a lovely pink. This is definitely going more burgundy, Merlot, really, than I planned on. I wanted it to be a little bit more red, but I don't know. This is fine. It still looks good. I still have gotten this color in a tulip before. I went with Lemon Vibrance because it does kind of have a lean to the orange side of things. Let's see what this orange does. Now this orange is really going to tone down. Wow, look, it looks like the red right now. I don't know if you can, this camera, I think you can see it. It's a very potent orange, but it should tone down. If not, that's fine. Very similar in color to an orange tulip. Oh, that's beautiful. I have been struggling to get a lighter purple without titanium dioxide directly. And I finally was like, you know what? You just have to use more Winter White and less of the other. I had made a lilac soap, and I intended it to be a little lighter than it is, mimicked after, designed after the really dark lilacs. They're my favorite. Not the real light ones like this, but the darker ones like this. And I don't know if you can see it back there, but it's right there, and it's beautiful. Still turned out great, even though I probably would have liked a little bit more of these vibes going on. All right, it's time to really think. So I'll probably do yellow, white at the end. So what I think, I want the orange to be before the yellow. So I want the orange, if it's gonna flow down into something, I want it to flow down into probably this darker color. So why don't we do the pink? I guess we'll just kind of, I mean, you can't really see it, but I'm kind of looking at the lineup. And I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. It's a little different. So we're going to just, I think we'll go in, what if I did that? Kind of mix it up a little bit. The orange could also go down into the pink. do that. So I think I'm gonna go light purple, purple, dark pink, pink, orange, yellow, white. I have all my fragrances divvied out. And I remember the last batch I made of this. It was back in Missouri. Long ago. And I think it's the only time I've made it in soap. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. It's going to be thin because I do want it to blend a bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just pour in this lighter purple for starters. Lots of scraping. Alright, so now we're going to add in another. The fragrance does work very, very nicely. I probably could get away with a different way of doing this. Oh, this alone is just fun, is it not? Now this is getting lilac-y. A little bit more lilac-y than my lilac soap. We'll roll with it. It'll be okay. My lilac soap can look like it looks. His rum punch is kind of going a bit to the orangey side of things. I do kind of wish... What was my other one I should have used? My Red Obsession. That's what I should have used. Why was I not... I haven't used it in so long I completely forgot of its existence. Now I'm kind of going, I'm peeking into the frame, you know, with colors that will be okay to use this stick blender, one right after the other so that I don't have to clean it off every time. Now this purple is getting very thick, which is going to be nice by the time I get to the orange and the yellow, so that it's not too... Sometimes I don't get on close enough to the side, so that they don't blend too much. Tulips are one of my favorite things, and I cannot wait until I can get those bulbs planted. I think what we're going to do is, it's not going to be the most pleasant since we live so far out in the country and we don't really need a fence. I think we may fence a little bit of like the front yard, like make it a lot of planters, you know, have some trees, and then just like a real pretty wood fence to keep the deer out. That being said, I don't want to be like, you know, in The Walking Dead where the fences have to be higher than the house. I don't really want that, but I don't want the deer to eat all of my flowers either. They've already annihilated 2 lilac trees that we put in. Even with a little fence around them, they still managed to maneuver around that. So if you have any tips, I guess, for living out in the country, or I don't know, maybe you live in town and have deer problems, that's a thing, let me know. I think this is just going to be spectacular. All the base colors are thick enough that they're not going to muddy up. I think this is going to be super fun. And I am hoping that this orange will tone itself down a little bit. I probably should have just used Pulp Fiction because I knew it would. I mean, I wanted it to be a brighter orange than just say like a, you know, orange cream color. I wanted it to have this poppy color, which, I mean, this is getting pretty close to the poppies. Is it not? We grew poppies in our house in Montana when we lived in Ronan. My mom actually we had epic lilacs, we had epic tulips, and then my other favorite thing in the world are the fragrant irises. Oh, I cannot wait to put those in here. But like I said, where am I going to do them that the deer are not going to eat them? I just looked at the time. This batch has already taken me 45 minutes real time. And I told my husband I was going to be ready to go at 1 hour. And I am not ready to go. Oh, so now we're starting to get daffodil vibes. My favorite daffodils, which I disliked daffodils for a very long time. I had very strong feelings against them, and I don't remember why anymore. But I love the daffodils with like the orange centers and the yellow petals. What a great spring soap. I'm very excited about this one because I think it is just going to be bonkers beautiful. And I'm gonna get done here and I'm gonna tell my husband, I'm gonna tell him I don't know what I did and how that came together, but it just worked out phenomenally. Because he knew I was just struggling to figure out what to do. He knows that I've been trying to make soap for a long time and I've just been struggling. All right, so we're down to the last one, the white-ish. This is winter white mica, so it's probably going to be more of a creamy color. And it's very nice. I did kind of clean off the stick blender a little bit so that I wasn't putting in that dark orange and yellow into it. This is so good. There's still some on the inside, but I think that'll be fine. Yes, it didn't really do anything color-wise. So I'll be done with my soap in time, but the cleanup, oh my goodness. The cleanup, whoa, what a mess. That is just too unpleasant. I just could not even deal with that. All right, so I do want a little to fall in. I mean, I guess I can just keep on doing it the way I've been doing it. And boy, words are hard. Whatever colors are on the top will be on the top. Oh my goodness. And just look how well this batch has gone. So lovely. So the last time I made this batch, this fragrance, it was orange and white, and I put some poppy seeds on the top. Very classic orange poppy design. Alright, so I just want to give it a little bit of texture. I don't want to, what's going on with this? This mold is working across a dip in my table, I do believe. Anyway, I just want to move it around. You're still going to see that those colors are down in there. Even have some purple that's been pulled up to the surface. Now, don't tell me it looks like ketchup and mustard. Ketchup, mustard, and mayo. It's cheeseburger soap. I'm getting ready to go out on the town, not really, probably find some mountains to trail for a while because it is the weekend. But we'll see what my son gets to decide what we're eating today. So I'm very excited to see what may end up being in my tummy. All right, so here we have the Poppies and Peaches soap that is designed after the most beautiful tulips. And you wouldn't even know, looking at this, I'm very steamed. Whew. You wouldn't even know by looking at this that there was just so much purple and pink inside. So this is just going to be lots of fun. All right, I'm going to spritz it with alcohol, cover it up with a cardboard like this one, and I will check back on it in a couple of days. Okay, so I am back with this new and very colorful soap, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see. I did unmold it because I needed the mold, but I have not unwrapped it yet, so we'll do that together. It smells amazing, of course. We know we already love the fragrance. Looking mighty pretty full. Bottom is super fun. I guess I'm still stuck on this end. Come on. There we go. See? Oh, so good. Bring in my splitter here. I've already been working on some other soap batches today. I'm really hoping that I love the colors inside. Let's see where we are here. Seems like they're going to be beautiful. So I just want to take off the least amount as possible. And then I can have a nicer one on the other side for samples. Okay, so taking off just a thin slice to even everything out. Oh, that's really pretty. But look at that. That's so fun. Definitely got a lot of purple vibes going on. I'm really loving that. See, again, that would have been perfect for a lilac. Very beautiful. I'm cutting a loaf at 2.5 inches. Oh my goodness. Okay, this orange is packing a punch. Let's hope that it tones down. I think it will tone down. I don't think it's going to be that bright based on what I'm seeing on the top, but it might be. But I guess, I mean, it is a Poppies and Peaches scent, so that works. So good. That is very fun. What did I use this same one? It's been a few days since I made this, so I'm kind of forgetting what I said. I feel like I used it in my Juicy soap, but that it had gone a little pale. Wow. Isn't this so fun? What a different look. Well, here's hoping there's still enough on this end. I didn't screw anything up. Looks fine. Oh, that's tight over here. Okay, that should be fine. Here we go. That's fine. That'll make a little better sample piece, but not the best. So it does look like I have a little bit of glycerin rivers, mostly in the yellow, which I find unusual. Let's just see what that looks like then. This top kind of reminds me of a Cadbury cream egg. I saw somebody I follow mentioned their jonquils were coming up, and I was, what is a jonquil? Because that sure looks like a daffodil, and apparently it's a kind of daffodil. I don't know, but I kind of feel like I remember my grandma calling them that now. Oh, that's nice. That's fun. I definitely would have liked a little bit of a pinkier red, reddish, you know, but I can't believe I forgot that I could use my red obsession. Ooh, this is so cool. I love this. It's almost giving a desert sunset vibe look too, isn't it? I mean, does this kind of go with maybe just California wildflowers or something? I think that's really neat. And I find it so suspicious and odd that the color migrated in the yellow. Maybe a little bit in the white, but not really. Did I line that back up? Yeah. That is so interesting. Okay. Well, let's see what the middle loaf looks like. That's always the really interesting loaf, is the middle one. Oh, this is so fun. This is just so very fun. I have been busy for the last few days and working, and I'm like just looking over there at it. Like, I want to see what that looks like. Now, let's see this. Oh, wow. So I was thinking this end piece was, wow, so boring, right? And then you turn it over. That's not boring at all. Wow. That's so cool. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Boy, that orange is just packing a punch. Let's see, am I even remotely in a good spot for you? I don't know. That is super fun. I do desire it to be more of a pink instead of that Merlot, but it's cool for now. Change that next time, because I kind of feel like I would do this again. And I do wonder, does it need a little bit of green in it? I wonder if this is the same thing. Yeah, so this one, the end is kind of boring. But then the inside, look how fun. And this is so different from what I would normally do. Wow, this is a very, very orangey bar. So the last one I'll use for my samplers. So I will cut that by myself because it takes a while. My products are available at moriversoap.com. Be sure to check out the video description for links to my social media and lots of more information, actually. I hope that you will like this video. Leave me a comment. I love chatting with you. You can hype it and subscribe if you have not and you desire to do so. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.